grandbabies. If you're out there somewhere wondering what I'm doing, I just made it back in. Let me see if I can get a couple people up on here on the line real quick. Just talking. Hope everybody's doing well. If you happen to catch this at a later date or a later time, it's talking about hardening your motorcycle when you travel earlier today. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Anyway, looks like we ain't got a few, but anyway, let's talk about it. You can look at it later. So I talked about today, earlier today, I sent out a video talking about keeping your vehicle secure, right? Keeping it secure while you travel, rather. And so when you're traveling, or actually when I'm traveling, I don't know about when you're traveling, but when I'm traveling, I try to do a couple of different things. And I spoke about basically hardening your bike so it'd be undesirable to those who may cause you harm and want to steal your bike, right? When you're in a hotel somewhere traveling. I'm a real big fan of rotor locks. I like the ones that make sounds and they're real annoying. And you know, hey, I know it may annoy the people in the hotel, but if it goes off because somebody was messing with your bike, it's basically like a car alarm. Now I've actually seen some bikes with car alarm. I mean, yeah, with bikes with like alarms on them. And I thought about getting one, you know, for my bag of hair, you know, my Indian. And I think I seen a couple of brothers in the ATL that I know that have it on theirs. I may ask them where they got it from. I'm a big fan of making sure that you secure your stuff because people don't care about you and your hard work. So you might as well go ahead and do what you got to do to protect yourself. I call it a half shell, but it's really a half cover, right? I use a half cover. What's up, Donald OC? What's happening, brother? And Southern Boys, I see you up in there. Night Rider, I see you. Solo, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all up in there. What's happening? My ATL brothers, you know what I'm saying? My Louisiana brothers down there. But when I was talking to the new rookies of the line, man, I was just trying to let them know, you know, when you're traveling, man, make your bike a hard target. I personally use a half cover every night. Unless it's a group of my people with me, I use a half cover every night when I park my bike. Not just for the moisture. I mean, you know, I'm a bougie rider. I'm older. You see the gray. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. Not just for covering the moisture. What's up, Garcia? Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? And but I do it because I learned especially when I was in Daytona, that it makes it difficult, or rather, it's undesirable, you know, for people. Thank you, Garcia. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. You know what I'm saying? To want to go in your trunk, but if you leave your stuff exposed, I guess they have a way to get in there. You got locks on both of your bikes, Night Rider. That's what I'm talking about. So if you happen to have saddlebags, like, you know what I never understood though? Cats they hook up their bikes. Like I seen some dude with a lowrider S, right? And he had like the soft bags on there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why are you leaving the soft bags on your lowrider S outside the hotel? Right? And nothing happened to him. Fortunately, nothing happened to him. But I thought, and my understanding was I thought they would come off like little briefcases. You know what I'm saying? And apparently he had his bag on a sissy bar. He took whatever he needed inside. But I'm worried about people going through. I guess that's the New Yorker in me. I'm in the New York state of mind, no matter what part of the country I'm in, right? So I'm like, yo, I don't want nobody going through my stuff. You know what I mean? So I would say that for me, the soft bags, though they look super fly on certain bikes, especially like those, like, you know, like I guess a cruiser, like an American, like a Heritage or something like that. They look super fly. I'm not really a fan of putting the soft bags on the bike for security purposes. I like hard bags. I mean, for security purposes, man. Plus, you know, you never know what else you might be carrying that needs to be secure. You say, you know, I'm saying, if you got a means to protect yourself, oftentimes it's a good idea that you have someplace hard case to secure it, unless you're carrying it with you the entire time. You know what I mean? And so, you know, for the rookies of the line, when you're going somewhere, be vigilant about where you park at. I try to park where the other bikers are parking, especially people I'm with, right? And yeah, Night Rider, Indian bags do have locks. I actually have a remote, you know what I'm saying, for mine. And so, and it actually beeps. It's like when you do like a car, like it'll let me know it's secure, right? But you know, I try to park where the other bikers park. I most definitely, I mean, I rode around for like 5 minutes last night when I was in Foresight, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Miss Sheena? I appreciate you. God bless you as well. You know what I'm saying? And till I found a spot. I happened to be parked in, you know, Foresight, I don't know if you know this, that's the big training area for all the police and correction, public safety people It's like Cop Town out there. Let me tell you, there's like 100 cops out there. So don't go out there fooling around. There's cops, state cops, city cops, and cops from everywhere in Georgia come to this big place to train, right? So they mob the hotels. So the whole parking lot's filled with cops everywhere. So, you know, you got to ride around trying to find a parking space because these dudes got all their state vehicles and everything, all the troopers and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Solo. That's what I'm talking about, parking in a well-lit area. So I found a well-lit area, and then a well-lit area, and I parked my bike. So I'm all about making sure the bike is right. You know what I'm saying? And I also like to park, like when I go to a hotel, I like to face the parking lot. Like I ask the people at the desk when they give me a room, like last night, I was like, yo, can I face the parking lot? And they gave me a room facing the parking lot so I could see my bike. Because if it does go off, I want to maybe hear the siren from my rotor lock. You know, I'm a bougie rider. I gotta take care of my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Did you run crank on your bike or run reds back in the day? Not sure what that means, so that's a no. I appreciate that. I'm such a rookie. Like I said, man, when I rode with sport bikes and I really didn't hit the highway, we were in the city, you know what I'm saying? And you know, our bikes were like community bikes, man. We just kind of handed them off to each other, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I wasn't a real avid rider like I am now. You know, I'll put 12,000 on the bike in a year, and it ain't nothing. Back then, I probably had maybe 100, 200 a year, you know what I mean? So I am not an outlaw biker. No, I'm not an outlaw biker, not at all. Never been, don't want to be. I ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what lane you in, right? So, so I appreciate that. But, you know, I may be tough in my own right, but I ain't outlaw tough. I ain't trying to be that way. I'm too pretty for prison. You know what I'm saying? So I won't be up in there. But nah, I try to keep things straight. And let me show you. Well, you probably can't see, it's dark. But I got all these bugs from running out there in Forsyth. That's another thing. Woo-wee, you South Georgia folks coming up through South Georgia, going back north. I don't know if they just put all the bugs between Savannah and Macon, but it was so much bugs. I had bugs on my mask, bugs on my pharynx, bugs on my lower. I'm telling you, man. Well, anyway, secure your bikes. And if anybody got any ideas about how to secure your bikes better than I do, please put them in the chat, man. Let me know. What you say, Southern? A buddy of mine had his bike stolen right from the hotel parking lot. Yep. And that's what I'm talking about. When I was in Daytona this year, matter of fact, it happened to a couple of guys in Daytona. But their bikes were smaller, too. I don't know if it was just because, you know, they had smaller bikes that were easier to move, but they weren't locked up or anything like that. I see somebody named AM said that's why he got to pack the other. What'd you say? First floor facing the parking lot and park right outside my window. No doubt. I mean, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I ain't above acting up. So if you mess with my stuff, I'm coming out there. I don't even like being on the second or third floor. I want to be on the first floor so I can run right out if I have to. You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. It's pretty much exactly what I feel, Donald. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, man, I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to say I appreciate you guys, all of y'all who jumped into the subscribership, all you supporters, so you senior riders who've been riding for a minute, who've been dropping the knowledge on us and getting us right, because I'm real serious about being right. I got called a clown by some dude. One morning I woke up, he was in my comments talking about I'm a airbag vest. Listen, you ain't gonna ruin my joy, brother. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? I wear airbag vests. I try to stay safe. I wear lights. Dark Horse, metallic ghost white, if you can see it over there, Miss Sheena. I know it's a little dark in there, but we call that bike Casper. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm riding. I'm riding 2024 Indian Pursuit. I just sold my 2024 Lowrider ST. I actually got my eye on this 2013 Ultra that's up in Rincon, Georgia. It's not too far away from me. I'm thinking about getting this Ultra. He got a real price, really nice. So I'm looking at, thank you. You want to say it again? Thank you, Miss Sheena. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real proud of that bike. So I'm thinking about getting this Ultra because I don't like not having two bikes, but I outgrew the lowrider, so I need to do something else. And I'm a Harley and an Indian guy. I'm mostly Indian, but I do like Harley bike. I like older Harleys. I think the newer Harleys, personally, for what we're paying, I just think we're paying too much. They're fantastic bikes, so I'm not dissing any Harley people. I don't want nobody to get mad and leave me. I just think that, like I said in my last video, $46,000 for a CVO and I don't get a trunk, I'm a tourer. I need a trunk. I don't want to spend 1,500 on an extra, 2,000 extra on a trunk, man. Give me the trunk. I just gave you 46 grand. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, Knight Rider, I sold it. I sold it, man. Matter of fact, one of the dealerships called me up and said they would give me the money I asked for. And well, actually, they gave me 1,000 less than I asked for because they had somebody that wanted to buy it. So I'm down. You know, I needed the money. I got a project I'm working on. So plus I'm going on this trip in November. So part of that is going to be on that. So I sold the bike so I can hit the water. You know what I mean? The Pacific. So I'm taking care of a project with my sons and that. And so the lowrider, like I said, I outgrew it. And now I'm looking at 2013. The wife looking at me side-eye because I already said I'm going to go buy this 2013. Probably when I come back in December. I'm not sure. I mean, in November. So I'm going away for 15. And I don't know, this Ultra kind of, it's a blue and silver, a chrome. Yeah, the Ultra, it looked good. It looked real good. Maybe I'll try to find a picture and post it. But I'm looking at trying to get this bike. But the guy, he was acting kind of squirrely and put the video. I was Facebook Marketplace. You know how that go. He didn't put the video so I could hear the engine running. So I need to go back and hear the engine. I'm sorry. I got to get my kids to bed. Thank you, Sheena, for staying here. I appreciate you. Good night. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I got my, yo, man, I need some tips too, man. I want anybody done 1,000-mile iron butt. I'm going to try to do it on my way out in November. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to leave here from my driveway to hit San Antonio. That's 1,200 miles, or just before San Antonio. That's 1,200 miles and 1,000 miles. And I don't really know, like, is there a time increment I need to be worried about for stopping? Because I want to knock it out in one day. I don't want to stop and then get up and go, you know, ride 200, 300 miles. Anybody got tips for that? Shoot me some comments or hit me with an email, because I'm really, or those who know me, give me a call. You know what I'm saying? If you've done the 1,000 mile, I really want to do that. And do you have a contact? Has anybody got a contact for the I-10 to the end? Because when I get to Cali, I want to leave Santa Monica Pier and get back to Jacksonville and meet. I hear a Fearless I was talking with. They call her Fearless. If you check her out, her YouTube channel, she's a rider. And she was telling me that if I come back from the west to the east, they will be waiting for me. And I really don't know who to talk to. I've been looking for it online. I'm not sure. So if you got a contact, somebody hit me up, email me, throw it in the comments, something like that. I try to respond pretty promptly until I can't, you know. So hit me up, you know what I'm saying? I'm really interested in doing the iron butt though. Sarge, yeah, I've heard that name, but where do I find contact information for Sarge? I've heard the information. Is he a military man, or that's why they call him Sarge, or is he like a sergeant at arms in a club or something? I don't know who Sarge is. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody can help me out, I will forward you his YouTube page. Appreciate you, Knight Rider. Good looking out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to leave, like my goal initially was to ride rather from my house to San Antonio, do the iron butt, right? Spend the night there, kind of soak in the tub. You know, I'm old, you know what I'm saying? Get up the next day, go to my mom's house. That would be like a 2-day trip from San Antonio on I-10, because they go right through Phoenix there. My mom stayed on one of the suburb cities. Bam, chill out with my mom, grab mom. She lives 5 hours from LA, and we're gonna ride out to, so I majored in the Marine Corps? No doubt. All right, cool. And then we're gonna ride out and test the water, mother and son kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? That's the goal. But when I get to Santa Monica, what I wanna do on the way back is I wanna ride I-10, split off with my mom, get her to the house, Phoenix, her exit. And then I was gonna bounce out to, after I dropped my mom off, to Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? What's up, son? You know what I'm saying? So I'm live too. I don't know if you want to be naked on live. He ain't got no shirt on. He think he's sexy. You know what I'm saying? So but anyway, so that's that's the goal. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at seeing how that works. But anyway, I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time. I really appreciate that. If you got any tips to doing this iron butt, like I've been stretching, like real talk. And these little runs I've been doing, these little 300 miles, because I've been across state lines on Casper before, but I've been really running these 300 miles like to Columbia, to Forsyth. Well, Forsyth was only 184 miles, but back and forth, that's the two-way. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get, like, really just kind of like practice. You know what I'm saying? Making sure my endurance is good. I feel comfortable. I feel like I could ride sturdy for a good period of time on Casper. And let me tell you that doing it on a lowrider, I made it to Arizona like 3 days. I want to say it was 3 days. I made it to Arizona. So, and that was me taking 20 to 10. So I'm fairly certain that with a bigger bike, being a rookie, you know what I'm saying? My experience was on a lowrider. Now that I'm on a bigger bike with a softer seat and a nice backrest and a lot of space to pack, I'm pretty certain I can hit it, throw that joke on sport mode and keep it cruising. You know what I'm saying? What they say? What's up, Murph? I see you out there. Hello, man. You got it, brother. Knock it out. I appreciate you, Southern. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do it. But if anybody got any tips, like should I have like a time management thing? Like when I stop to get gas, because sometimes when I stop, you stop when you feel like it. So I'm a solo rider, so I stop when I feel like it. I'll get a soda, I'll eat a cookie or something, call on the phone, reach out to the family, stretch. I don't know if it's like, do I need like a 10-minute break, 15-minute break? Anyway, y'all let me know. Anybody who knows me, hit me up and let me know, because I realize this is my first time. And as I get closer, I get little butterflies in my stomach. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do it. I'm not scared to ride the ride because that's something I've done already. I just don't want to fail. I don't like failing. You know what I'm saying? My plan is to leave at 3:30 in the morning because it's cooler. Ride through the morning until the sun rises, and of course, I gotta wear my gear and keep it going. When I ride, I really don't stop unless I have to fuel my tank. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm doing 100 miles, Murph. 1,000-mile, Murph. What I'm talking about is when I leave my house to go out west, do I stop for 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Is there a time limit to really not mess with my 24-hour time frame? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to, stop and then, bam, I done spent 20 minutes at a gas stop yakking with somebody when I should have been on the road. What's to say? Hold on, Mr. Evers. What'd you say, Michael? I live in Jacksonville. I did my iron butt on I-10 2 years ago. I ended just the other side of San Antonio. My biggest tip to make a schedule and try your best to stick to it. Okay. Do you have a tip on when you stop? Like how long will you stop for gas? How long did you plan on stopping? Was it like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Let me know that. You can do it, my brother. You won't fail. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Donald. Reach out to TD205. That brother has done it twice. Yeah, I saw his video. I don't know him personally, but maybe I'll shoot him an email on his YouTube and see if he'll respond. And because I do want to do a pre-planning was really the key for me. That's what I'm trying to do, man. But I'm really trying to. I got to find Sarge. I got to get in touch with him, and because I want to do it. I want to do the I-10 to the end on the way back, and then I want to do the iron butt on the way there. So I want to spend these 14, 15 days knocking it out, and I got to be home on the 27th, no later than the morning of the 28th, which is Thanksgiving Day. Well, Murph said, it's a solo life. Definitely talking to people is tempting, and I'll break the rhythm, and we'll break rhythm. No, no doubt. No doubt. I don't want to break my rhythm. Well, anyway, like I said, I'm going to let y'all go, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've been online for about 18, 19 minutes. I really appreciate y'all jumping in here. Hold on, Mike said something. If it was just for gas, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, take about 30 minutes in Baymont. Oh, you took 30 minutes in Baymont to stretch your legs. That's in Louisiana, right? Is that Louisiana, Baymont? Beaumont? Anyway, yeah, so I'll look that up. So, because when I leave my house from Savannah, it takes me 2 hours to get to Jacksonville. I don't plan on stopping until my tank hits at least 40, when I have the 40 sign on my tank. So, ride safe, shiny side up, 2 wheels down. I appreciate you, Murph. So I appreciate that, Mr. Ewer. Michael, can I call you Michael? I don't want to mess up your last name. I appreciate you. Anyway, so I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and take that to heart, and I'm going to write it up and see what I can get out of it. Everybody who gave me some love, I appreciate it. So